Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Learn English with Newpod. I am Kevin, your online English teacher, and I am so incredibly happy to have you here with me today. If you are listening to me right now, give yourself a little pat on the back because you are taking a great step toward improving your English. I will be speaking slowly and clearly during this episode, so you can easily follow along and repeat after me. Today, we have a very special topic. We are going to talk about something that every single person does, no matter where you live in the world. We are talking about daily routines. Sometimes, when people try to learn a new language, they think they need to talk about really difficult things like politics, rocket science, or ancient history. But in reality, to build true confidence, you just need to talk about your own life. Your day is real. It is something you know perfectly. You don't have to search for crazy ideas. You just describe what you do. Our big goal today is to help you stop translating sentences in your head. We want you to just think in English. So, let's start at the absolute beginning of the day, the morning routine. On a normal day, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. That is a very respectable time, right? But it often depends on my schedule. Sometimes I wake up earlier, around 6:30, when I have a lot to do. Waking up early can be tough, especially if you stay up late scrolling on your phone or watching movies. Remember, if I sleep late, I feel tired the next morning. In English, the phrase sleep late can mean going to bed late at night, or it can mean sleeping past your normal wake-up time in the morning. When my alarm finally goes off, I don't just jump out of bed like a superhero. Instead, I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about my day. I just look at the ceiling and think about all the things I need to finish. To actually wake my body up, I like to take a deep breath and stretch my arms and legs. To stretch means to reach out your arms and legs as far as you can to wake up your muscles. Try it right now if you are listening to this in bed. After that, I sit up slowly and get out of bed. There is no need to rush and hurt yourself first thing in the morning. Once I am physically out of bed, I walk straight to the bathroom. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. It is important to do this properly, so I brush slowly and carefully for 2 minutes. The word carefully means I am paying close attention so I do not make a mistake or miss a spot. After brushing, I need something to shock my system and make me alert. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel awake. Cold water is like magic. But if cold water is not enough, sometimes I take a quick shower, especially if I feel sleepy. A quick shower just means a fast one, not a long, lazy one where you stay inside for an hour. Here is a fantastic tip that you should try. When I shower, I like to play soft music or listen to English audio. You can literally listen to this podcast while you wash your hair. This is what we call passive learning, and it works wonders for your ears. Once I am clean and awake, it is time to get dressed. After my shower, I dry off and put on my clothes. I am a very simple guy, so I try to wear something clean and comfortable. Comfort is everything to me. On a regular day, sometimes I wear jeans and a t-shirt. But my style changes depending on what I have to do. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more formal. The word formal means official, professional, or elegant clothes, like a nice suit or a collared shirt. You definitely wouldn't wear sweatpants to a job interview. Now that I am dressed and ready, I move to my absolute favorite room in the entire house, the kitchen. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. The word prepare just means to make or cook something. I usually eat something simple like toast, eggs, and fruit because it is fast and healthy. If I am running low on groceries, sometimes I have cereal with milk and a banana. On days when I have more time, if I have more time, I make an omelette or oatmeal. An omelette is made from beaten eggs fried in a pan, and oatmeal is a warm, healthy cereal made from oats. No matter what I choose, I like to eat slowly so I can enjoy my food. Breakfast should always be peaceful. We also cannot forget the most important morning drink. I drink coffee most mornings because I really need that caffeine to start my brain. But if you prefer something calmer, you can say, sometimes I drink green tea because it feels light and fresh. While I am sitting there enjoying my morning drink and food, I like to relax. While eating, I sometimes watch a short video or check the news just to see what happened in the world while I was sleeping. But on other days I just enjoy the quiet and listen to birds outside. It really sets a peaceful mood for the rest of the day. Eventually, the peaceful moment has to end because it is time to go to work or school. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. Everyone does this, right? I look at the time and read my messages to make sure I am not running late. I also check my calendar to see if I have any meetings or appointments. Right before walking out, I gather all my things. I pack my bag with everything I need: my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. To pack my bag means to put all your necessary items inside your backpack or bag. Make sure you don't forget your keys, or you will be locked out. Finally, I take the last step of the morning. Then I put on my shoes and go out the door. And just like that, the morning routine is finished, and I am out in the world. Once you step out the door, the day starts moving fast. Before you know it, the morning is over, you have your lunch, and you are right in the middle of the afternoon. For me, this is when my energy level starts to drop a little bit. Your eyes get heavy, but you have to keep moving forward. In fact, sometimes I feel a little sleepy after I eat. I think everyone in the world knows that feeling. But duty calls, so after lunch, I go back to work. When I sit back down at my workspace, the very first thing I do is organize my communication. I check my emails and answer the important ones first. This is a great tip for your day. Always finish the big, urgent things first so you don't worry about them later. During this time, I often read messages from coworkers or classmates. Let's look at those two words closely. A coworker is simply a person you work with at your job. A classmate is a person you study with in a school or a class. The small part co- means together, and class is where you learn. After checking my messages, my afternoon is usually busy with communication. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. These meetings can be online using a computer, or they can be in person. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to talk about tasks. Let's break down these useful business words so you can think in English clearly. A client is a customer, someone who pays for your professional services. A manager is your boss, the person who guides your team at work. And tasks are just small pieces of work or jobs you need to finish before the day ends. Now, a lot of people these days don't travel to an office anymore. If you work from your own house, you can use this great sentence. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. Once my computer is open, I type reports or prepare presentations. To make sure I do not forget any important duties, I also look at my calendar to see what I need to do next. I find that I cannot focus or think if my workspace is a mess. That is why I like to keep my desk clean and organized. It helps me think clearly. If there are old coffee cups, plates, and papers everywhere, my brain feels messy too. Even with a clean desk, by the time the middle of the afternoon arrives, your brain needs a quick timeout to rest. I usually take a short break around 3 o'clock. This is the perfect time to step away from your tasks. During my break, I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack like fruit or a biscuit. Just a quick language note for you. Biscuit is a word people in the UK use a lot. But if you are learning American English, you probably call it a cookie. It is also very important to move your body and look away from your screen during this time. If I have time, I go for a short walk to get fresh air. Getting up from your chair is so good for your physical health. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. If the weather is nice, I walk around the block or sit in the sun. The phrase walk around the block just means walking around your immediate neighborhood area, down your street, turning the corner, and coming back to your building. It is a short, easy loop. Now, how can you use your afternoon free time to practice your language skills? You can build a wonderful habit just like this. When I have free time in the afternoon, I study English. You don't have to sit with a heavy grammar textbook to make progress. Look at these easy, stress-free options. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I take a walk, just like you are doing right now with me. Other days I read a short article or a story online. To train your ears to understand native speakers, I also watch slow English videos to help with listening. But don't just listen quietly. If you want to speak better, you must open your mouth and use your voice. I repeat short phrases out loud to practice speaking. Doing this means you are using a powerful learning method. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly. Shadowing is an amazing technique where you listen to an English speaker and you repeat exactly what they say immediately after you hear it. You act like their shadow. You try to copy their speed, their rhythm, and how their voice goes up and down. It builds the muscles in your mouth to speak naturally without translating in your head. Finally, the workday comes to a close, and it is time to turn off your computer. Before I finish work, I write down what I did. Why is this a good habit? Because this helps me stay organized and ready for the next day. It reduces your stress for the next morning. And if you want to supercharge your English learning, try this extra step before you leave. Sometimes I write one new word I learned today, and I like to review my English notebook before I stop for the day. Imagine if you learned just one new word every single afternoon. By the end of the year, that is over 300 new words. That is massive progress for your vocabulary. And with that, the afternoon is officially over, and it is time to head home. Heading home is always the absolute best feeling of the day. Once the afternoon work is finished, I come home at 6 o'clock in the evening. As soon as I walk through my front door, the very first thing I do is kick my shoes off. I take off my shoes and sit down for a few minutes to rest. Taking this short break is so important because it helps change your mindset from work mode to relax mode. To help my brain slow down after a busy afternoon, I sometimes watch the news or listen to music to relax. It just gives my mind a chance to rest. Eventually, my stomach starts making noises, and I realize it is time for dinner. Depending on how much energy I have left in my body, I usually have two choices. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. Let's look at that phrase, order food. It means you use an app on your phone or call a restaurant, and they bring the cooked food right to your house. People also call this takeout or delivery. If I had a super busy day, ordering food is a total lifesaver. But if I have the energy to cook, I really love the quiet routine of making a meal. No matter what I choose to eat, when the food is ready, I eat dinner at the table with my family. This is a very special routine for me because we talk about our day and share stories. It is a wonderful time to connect with the people you love. Remember, if you live alone, you can still practice this exact routine to think in English. After eating comes the part of the evening that nobody really enjoys, the cleanup. But it has to be done. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. You definitely do not want to wake up to a messy kitchen with dirty plates the next morning. Once everything is clean and shiny, I like to get a little bit of movement. Sometimes I go for a short walk after dinner. A post-dinner walk is wonderful for your digestion, which just means it helps your body process the food you just ate. Plus, it gives you one last look at the beautiful evening sky before the night gets dark. As the night gets later, it is time to completely wind down and prepare our minds for a good night of sleep. Before bed, I read a book or listened to calming music. Notice the word calming here. It just means relaxing, peaceful, or quiet music. You probably do not want to listen to loud rock music right before you close your eyes. Then comes the final bathroom routine of the night. I take a shower and brush my teeth. Yes, you should brush your teeth for a second time today to keep them clean. Finally, I head to the final destination of the day, the bed. I go to bed around 10:30 or 11. And just like that, a full 24 hours comes to a perfect close. Look at how many incredible, everyday sentences we just went through together. From 6:30 in the morning all the way to 11 o'clock at night. These are all real expressions that you can use to describe your life. Remember what we talked about at the beginning. You do not need to be perfect, and you do not need to talk about rocket science. You just need to try. One sentence today, 2 sentences tomorrow, and a whole story next week. That is how you make real progress. Stop translating in your head and start truly living in English. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just open your mouth and speak. Before I give you your homework for today, if you enjoyed this episode and learned some useful phrases, please take a quick second to click the like button and subscribe to my channel, Learn English with Newpod. When you like and subscribe, it tells me that you want more lessons just like this one, and it really helps my small channel grow. I truly appreciate your amazing support. Now, here is your homework for today's episode. Go down to the comments section below right now and write down 3 simple sentences describing your own daily routine. It can be about your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. I will personally read your comments and reply to them so we can practice together. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on Learn English with Newpod. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now, everyone. See you in the next episode.